Your photos suck, and I'm going to tell you why. Welcome back. I'm Paige Ray. I am a commercial photographer here in Los Angeles, and after working with a little more than 200 clients, I am pretty set in how it goes. So let me teach you the tricks of my trade. If you are trying to DIY a shoot, do it yourself, I'm going to tell you how to make your shots better. If you're a photographer who's new to the industry and you can't figure out why your work sucks or why you can't book clients that are bigger clients or why you can't get paid more, let's make some adjustments for you, because usually it's because your work needs to be better. Here's the crazy thing about it is none of the reasons I'm going to give you today have anything to do with your gear. You don't need a ton of professional or fancy gear to take good photos. You can take good photos with the phone in your pocket. And I say that as somebody who has a lot of fancy gear, and this is talking to you photographers. We put too much emphasis on gear and not enough emphasis on art, not enough emphasis on intuition. What we're going to talk about today is just some good principles to use to make good photos, and the gear isn't the point. Though you could make an argument that the gear is the point for lighting. I mean, if I could drop 30 grand with Pro Photo, boy would I, but I don't. I do rent it though, and I love it. First things first, your lighting sucks. I'm so sorry to tell you this. I think there's this idea out there that lighting is difficult, and while it can be complex, it is not hard. It is actually pretty easy to learn lighting. I love lighting. I love experimenting with lighting on set. I like working with brands that want to do something different and dynamic with their lighting to come up with something different. Lighting really tells so many stories for your photos, and it is a direct reflection of your brand, not just your brand aesthetics, but your overall brand message and brand values. How can lighting be your brand values? How can lighting be your brand message? Well, are you trying to evoke something that is soft, organic, natural, flowy? Then you're probably going to be using sunlight as your key light and bouncing a lot of soft light around. If you're trying to bring out a mood of action, passion, excitement, you're probably going to use something that's more dynamic, more contrasty, a little more harsh. I don't think there's any bad concept of lighting. I think there's a bad execution of lighting. That's the number one problem that I see, is that you just don't know how to use lighting. Lighting takes time to learn how to use it, but I'm also a big believer that lighting is intuitive. This is something that I think more women photographers would agree with and understand better so than male photographers. A lot of male photographers think everything is gear, that everything is, well, if you just get the mathematics right on the angles and the lighting, then it'll turn out great. But like, let me tell you, I've seen a lot of really, really, really bad photos with technically proficient lighting. It's because you're not using your intuition. When you step back and look at it, you're not asking yourself, wait, is this even good? I set this up right, but is it good? So how do you fix your lighting? Start with what your concept is, and then ask yourself, what kind of lighting would reflect this mood and this concept? What kind of feeling do you want to evoke with these images? Is it soft? Is it dynamic? Is it moody? Start there and then keep it simple. I've done a ton of variety in my shoots with a 2-strobe setup, and that's because I tend to use sunlight as my fill light, not as my key light, unless I'm outside, and then it really depends what time of day we're shooting. But I like to use 2 strobes, and then I like to use sunlight as my fill light, 1 strobe as my key light, another strobe as my fill light, and sunlight as fill light too. Number 2, your angles are bad. And sometimes those bad angles are exaggerated by bad lighting. You feel me? This all kind of comes together. But for example, it's really popular to shoot influencers from below, right? To get them in a cool pose, on a cool street, shooting up at them, and they're aware of that camera angle, so they pose to that angle, right? Their pose looks good at that angle. But if you are shooting a client from that angle and they're not aware of what the concept is or the vision or the vibe, they're not going to know how to move their body to work with the camera in that way, and then you're going to get something awkward. I don't usually do a below, unless the concept specifically calls for it, unless there's a message that we're speaking to that specifically needs that angle of shot. I'm usually not shooting from down there, because it can be hard to make it a complimentary shot or a shot that looks good on people unless you're working with a professional model. It is hard to be a model. Have you ever been in front of the camera? Very difficult. That's a whole different video. Number 3, you don't have a cohesive creative vision. When I asked you to start with the vision, with the vibe, with describing what kind of feelings you're trying to evoke from the person looking at this photo, this also comes back to creative vision. I like to start with keywords. I like to start with a goal, an objective. An objective is, what are we doing here? What are we making? Why are we making it? And where is it going? Once I've got those down, then we can start with, how do we want people to feel when they look at these photos? What do you want your client or customer to feel when they're looking at your brand and your images? And then build from there. And then of course, during a shoot, you might shoot in a few different places. I like to have one location that has a lot of different places within it to shoot. So then and we get a ton of variety, but then that variety is cohesive. But not every shoot does that. Sometimes you're shooting a campaign and you're going to different locations. Maybe it's over the course of a few days. If you're changing up the location and going from a park to a city, those things can start to feel more jumbled if they're not cohesive and they're not all telling the same story. So make sure every location that you're shooting at, along with the lighting and along with the angles and the posing, make sure those are all telling the same story, even if you're changing it up. Number 4, you have no strategy. You make a list of where these photos are going to be used for advertising, for brochures, for social media, and then you move into your concept. So it's strategy first. You need to know, where are these photos being used? Why are they being used here and now? Is it a campaign? What is the campaign for? List every single place that these photos are going to be used, and then build out your creative concept. Number 5, you are just too rushed because we have a phone in our pocket. It seems like it's easy to take photos, but when you are actually doing a photo shoot that you want to have a purpose for, that it's going to be a campaign or an advertisement or even just social media, when you are putting a purpose behind this shoot, you need to take time with it. It takes time to get comfortable in front of the camera. It takes time to set up the camera, to set up lighting, to set up composition, to set up angles. All of this is going to require a significant chunk of time out of your day. Do not schedule 30 minutes to do your photos. You're going to feel rushed, and then you're going to look rushed. It's going to show in your facial features, which are going to be slightly awkward, and then it's going to show in your posing, which is going to be stiff and, oh, are we done yet, is what it's going to say. You don't want that. And if you're looking at your final results and going, why do I hate these? Why do I look awkward? Why don't I look good? Well, did you do it too fast? Did you take the time you needed to figure out the rest of everything? Photos don't need to be rushed just because they can be easy and right out of your pocket. As a bonus reason your photos suck, they need contrast. I need you to add contrast to your images. Don't do a filter. You don't need a filter. It is not 2016. Please add some contrast. That's the bonus. Thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, comment. I always want to hear from you, and I will make specific videos for you if you ask for them.